Hello and welcome always to Kushti TV, the straight talking YouTube channel where I interview people of interest. My specialist subjects are golf and boxing, whilst I also delve into hot on the plate topics. My hot on the plate topics today will bring into focus some of the world's most famous leading boxers of their time. Remember to click and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to your comments. So our hot topic today is the biggest fight seen in 77 years in Europe. Of course, it's the invasion Russia on Ukraine. It's obviously now full-scale war. So I just want to do ABC stuff. I don't want to go too deep. There's some people's beliefs in politics and theories that America, UK, NATO are letting this happen for financial gain. I don't see it that way. It'll be interesting to see how you see it and have your feedback and opinions. But what I've seen here, Putin has accused Ukraine of Nazism. Well, when I do the ABC stuff, as I said, I just see President Zelensky, as a man of Jewish parents, had lost many family members in the Holocaust, so I quickly eradicate that excuse and put it to the side, because that's not adding up. ABC, 2 and 2 is not making 4 here, so that's one excuse I'm putting to the side. The next excuse that Putin has used is that if Ukraine join NATO, he will have NATO's guns firing right at his Russia. Well, again, I'll do the ABC stuff. If he seizes, takes control of Ukraine, and then surely Ukraine becomes Russia, unless I'm missing something here, and then they go right to the very back garden of Poland, which is NATO. So I'm missing something here. You take Ukraine, it becomes Russia, and you park right at the fence of Poland, which of course is NATO, with military arms pointing at you. But as it stands, he's somewhat more distant because, of course, Poland has to leapfrog Ukraine to get into Russia. So that's one I'm not buying. That's these excuses he's using. I just think he's a bully and a warmonger that's on a power craze trip. Now, I'm going to bring some people into this topic that I feel are nothing short of heroes, true warriors. I'm going to start with President Zelensky. Now, he's a man of small stature that has pleaded for peace during this war, and he's had no choice. The peace talks clearly haven't worked. And now what we see is a man that's literally got his overalls on in that of his military suit. You bear in mind, this is the leader. You've got to think now, if we were in the UK, Boris Johnson swapping his suit for a military suit, or say, should we say in America, Joe Biden swapping his suit for a military suit. This man, every time he's seen, he's wearing the undergarment of his military wear. He's literally doing his political talks, keeping morale up, and he's going from there to the trenches. Now here, for me, this man is nothing short of an heroic man of bravery, courage, determination, and an uplifter for his nation. So number one here for me, President Zelensky, you are a true warrior. Please allow me to bring the next person into this topic that I believe is acting like an hero. This very same man, so too, has swapped his designer suit for his military suit. He's the mayor of Kiev. This gentleman in question literally would refrain from getting physical, this intelligent, loving man of peace, literally if you spat in his face. When asked a question to go to work, war, he has no surrender. The great powerful Lennox Lewis had hit this man with all his best leather. When the referee intervened in their world title fight to stop this gentleman on a cut eye, he continuously protested he was ready to go to war. In the boxing ring, as he is now, he swapped his military suit, his political voice, to go and harm himself right on the forefront. Of course, he is the great, brilliant Mr. Vitaly Klitschko. I cast notes back to the Second World War and I saw one of my favourite ever heavyweights in his military wear. Of course, the great Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber, the longest reigning heavyweight champion of the world, also had to go to war. But who would ever believe, 77 years on, that the second longest reigning heavyweight champion of the world would swap his normal dress attire to put his military suit on and go right to the forefront. Of course, the second longest reigning heavyweight champion of the world, the great, brilliant Vladimir Klitschko. Now, these heavyweights are not alone up front. Joining them is the current heavyweight champion of the world, the great strategic fighter, the brilliant Alexander Usyk. Now, these heavyweights are also joined by countryman and the great, brilliant three-weight champion Lemonchenko. So these five characters I've brought to light, these true warriors that will be up front showing much such bravery, will be of course equalled by your normal Ukrainian men and women without the notoriety of these fantastic high-class warriors. But surely a normal man and woman fighting for their country will draw massive inspiration from these high-end, brave, tough, strategic, high-class warriors. In this massive heavyweight contest, we have clearly the biggest country in Europe, in Russia, with a mighty military army, force to be reckoned with. Ukraine's of course no pushover, but in this heavyweight contest, Russia is seen as the massive favourite. But as we've seen in heavyweight history, sometimes the underdog prevails. I cast my mind back to Joe Louis, massive favourites against Max Schmeling. Schmeling turned him over. I cast my mind back to the mighty Iron Mike Tyson against Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas turned him over. I cast my mind back to Hashin Rahman taking on the mighty Lennox Lewis. Rahman had turned him over. I cast my mind back more recently, yes, to the fight with Britain's Anthony Joshua, deemed as a walk in the park against the overeaten Andy Ruiz. Ruiz turned him over. Can the Ukrainians overturn the mighty heavyweights of the military world, Russia? Well, I can tell you one thing. Should they fail, it won't be for lack of trying. And furthermore, they'll have not only the full support of the Ukrainians, but from most people around the world. Come on, Ukraine.